Continues.
Icon. E-Rock just loving ABBA today, huh?
Now you have a reason to wear those beats, by the way, Sam Robert.
To enjoy
ABBA.
Real music.
The beats were made for ABBA.
Absolutely.
Or ABBA.
No, they weren't.
I'll give you ABBA.
Wow, E-Rock really likes the fucking music. It's cranking. It's really fucking loud.
Yeah.
Can we play something from this millennium?
Well, no.
So I feel like, I mean, that's 13 years of coverage. That's not asking too much, is it?
Richie Incognito saying, I'm not a racist.
Yeah, it's never a good thing to have to say.
I
or
think
to
he's
say.
gonna. For some reason, though, it's been going on long enough where they haven't just booted him.
Oh, no, he's going to be playing again.
I think he'll play again. I think he should be. After the more you hear about it, the more
I think he's got a case against people that were telling him, hey, toughen that kid up.
Absolutely.
It's the locker room culture. We got to make sure that doesn't happen anymore.
That text, by the way, came
over the
Jonathan
weekend.
Martin sent him a text like right after that. She goes, nah, it's just the culture in the locker room is getting to me a little bit. We're good, man. Like, this guy's just being a baby, I think.
Wah.
Yeah.
No, I think Cognito takes it a little further than most. NFL culture and all that shit going on in the locker room. But
stick his head in gravy, right? Then you take some bubble gum. You make sure it's cleaned. Then you get, a shipping kind of company. And you send it to some branch of the military that usually involves ships or whatnot.
What's that? Like the Navy?
Could be the Navy.
Okay.
Sure. Just what you do with a baby. Yeah.
Well, Incognito talked over the weekend.
Oh!
We got a couple clips. He's a little braver than most.
Is he?
Yes.
I like that.
Most people, if they were in the situation he was in, they'd be
accused of racism. You get a lot of humna, Ed Norton.
Not so much. He's a little braver.
Good for him.
Than we've seen in past episodes of this type of thing.
I like seeing Whitey stand up.
You can ask anybody in the Miami Dolphins locker room who had John Martin's back the absolute most, and they'll undoubtedly tell you me. John never showed signs that football was getting to him, the locker room was getting to him.
You're saying you don't know what led to this. Your teammates are saying we don't know. His side has clearly said we do know. Okay, and there's bullying involved. There was a voice message left. I'm going to read it to you. You did leave this voice message.
Yes, I did leave this voice message.
And it's, hey, what's up, you half N-word.
Oh, can you pause this real quick? Can I ask
saw
you a
you on
question?
Twitter.
Who's interviewing? I'm sorry.
It's NFL Sunday. Well, I forget the guy's name. You've seen him a million fucking times.
N-word, but you see how they're handling the racial line? Because he said bigger.
N-word. Yeah.
Watch,
Can you say it on network?
Yeah,
it's on Fox.
No, probably not, but I'm just saying, look at how they're harping on that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think it makes it worse by saying N-word.
It does.
It's just N-word. What are we, fucking children? Say it or don't.
It's infuriating.
We're like little babies.
It really is.
N-word.
N-word.
Especially in a news story.
Fucking say it.
That's the N-word. Don't say it.
If it's part of the news story, then don't do the story at all.
Right.
Right?
It's part of the story. You use the fucking word.
I think so.
Say the fucking word.
Hey, what's up, you half N-word piece of black. I saw you on Twitter. You've been training 10 weeks. I want to blank in your mouth. I'm going to slap your blank mouth. Going to slap your real mother across the face. Laughter. You're still a rookie. I will kill you.
That's hilarious.
What's the problem?
How many fucking texts are sent like that to like people you know? If you didn't know the person, that could be a little iffy, but you don't know what context that's in if he's goofing around and shit like that. And yeah, it's brutal, but that's how people fucking chat with each other.
And what's important to the story, they texted each other at least 1,000 times in the past year alone.
On. Of course.
They had a back and forth thing going. It wasn't one and done.
Kill you. You hear that. Going back to that now, do you look at that and say, I left that for Jonathan Martin?
When I see that voicemail, when I see those words come up across the screen, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm embarrassed by it.
See, this is where we got to go.
It's the fake.
He's lying.
He's lying.
I understand why, because he's got a lot of money at stake and he wants to get back to playing football, but he's lying.
Be like, we goof with each other.
Yeah, he has no problem texting that word and thought it was completely acceptable. But now that society is taking a closer look, now he's got to say that stuff.
You don't go from what he left on the message like that to, well, you know, I'm embarrassed, but you're not embarrassed.
Right.
You're embarrassed maybe if you slip and put something in that you were like, that's embarrassing. That is so, like, over the top. You're not embarrassed by it. That's the way you talk.
I'm embarrassed when I text T-O-O instead of T-O.
Oh, yeah, with there and there.
And there is a biggie for me. I get very embarrassed.
Yeah. Your.
And your.
Days of yore.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
He's not embarrassed, but it has to be said. He's trying to protect his ass because
of course he is.
They're all taking a close look at all of us and can't wait to fuck up our lives. So,
they love it.
So he's going into protection mode here.
Left out for Jonathan Martin.
When I see that voicemail, when I see those words come up across the screen, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm embarrassed by my actions. But what I want people to know is the way Jonathan and the rest of the offensive line and how our teammates, how we communicate, it's vulgar. It's not right. When the words are put in the context, I understand why a lot of eyebrows get raised, but people don't know how John and I communicate to one another.
Exactly. But there's one thing of saying that. Another thing, with a white man using the N-word.
And that's
how do you
Yeah, there you go. That's the embarrassing culture of football.
Shit.
There you go. That's how football handles race.
White man.
What about a white man? I would absolutely say, so what?
Or how about this fucking pussy reporter saying anyone saying nigger, whether they're white or black? If he had that policy, the white man saying N-word.
That's the issue.
So what?
Well,
there.
He doesn't want to have to confront black people.
Of course.
Fucking. Ugh.
It's so annoying.
Everyone should be able to say the word. There's consequences. But why is it okay for one group to be allowed to say the word and other groups not?
And one group that
apparently
the group that is supposed to be offended by it is the group that uses it the most, first of all. And it's gotten to the point now where I don't even think black people give a shit. It's these white liberal douche fucks that care if another white person says the word nigger. They can't fucking handle it. I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, it's ridiculous. Enough baby talk.
Being scolded over the fucking voicemail. Scolded over the voice. No, if a white man. This is exactly why I have such a fucking lack of respect for people clinging to that Redskins name. This is how football looks at anything racial. They are fucking cowards.
Hold on, though. Miami hasn't done anything crazy yet.
Not necessarily Miami, but I mean the culture of the NFL.
Incognito's hanging out, and they're trying to figure this shit out. They have said he'll never play again for the Dolphins, but I wonder if that's completely true.
I can't stand
because they haven't officially done anything yet.
Yeah. The reporter's giving him shit.
And the reporter doesn't work for the NFL, but it's like, it's just that's the way they look at it, and that's how it's handled with kid gloves.
I think a better way to say it, Jimmy, the NFL should come out and be the one saying this is the shit that we all know happens in locker rooms, this type of culture, where they go a lot further than society, and everyone is pretty much cool with it.
And why should there be this separate thing where white people can't say certain words that black people can say? Like, what if you want everybody to get along and you love this diversity in this country and everything? What's the difference? Then why should it be any different if a white guy says a word that black people apparently don't like, which I don't believe anyway? Why is that a big deal? Why is it a big deal?
And why isn't the NFL coming out with the same type of defense? Or people of Richie Incognito? Why isn't all the people that scream and cry about the Redskins name? Why aren't they being as vocal in defending Cognito?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's just this fucking arbitrary outrage, and it's just so embarrassing and stupid. I hope he plays again.
With a white man using the N-word.
Well, and that's
how do you tell America? How do you expect anybody in America to believe you're not a racist?
Right. I'm not a racist.
Oh my God.
And to judge me by that one word is wrong. In no way, shape, or form is it ever acceptable for me to use that word, even if it's friend to friend on a voicemail.
Well, he has to.
Pause.
But he has to say that. He doesn't believe that. But he has to say it because of the world we live in.
Because that's the world we live in?
Yeah.
Look,
sorry.
I tend to, on Twitter, I tend to post a lot of crimes, heinous, horrible murders and rapes. committed by certain members of the black community. And I think it's a perfectly acceptable word in those circumstances. I would think that the families of these victims probably have used the word. Does that make them racist? No. But I think if you want to, if you're that angry at somebody, if they've killed or maimed someone that you love, why wouldn't you want to use the worst word possible? You're going to pull back one notch? I would use that, but I'm not a racist. He raped and murdered my daughter, but I'm not going to use that word. It's phoniness. It's phony.
Yep.
Stop lying to yourselves and everyone else.
Well, he continues.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, because of all this, you've become the face of bullying in America. Somebody thinks of a bully, they think of Richie Incognito.
This isn't an issue about bullying. This is an issue of mine and John's relationship, where I've taken stuff too far, and I didn't know it was hurting him.
Did Jonathan Martin overreact, or Jonathan was hurting that much?
I can't sit here and tell you who overreacted, who did what. I can just sit here and be accountable for my actions. And my actions were coming from a place of love. No matter how bad and how vulgar it sounds, that's how we communicate. That's how our friendship was. And those are the facts, and that's what I'm accountable for.
Yeah. Yeah. He knows better than anyone else what their relationship was like. Wow. And if that's the type of communications they had back and forth, this kind of, abusive, vulgar things. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't have a friend, at least one friend, that you discuss things like that. You're like, hey, you fucking asshole. Hey, piece of shit. What's up? Yeah, it's the way people. What do we like to think that isn't happening? Or that if you take it completely out of context, you're the one that knows better than the person that got sent or received the message?
All the people that complain that, like, the government's doing this and that, like, like when you see stuff like this happening, this is how our culture has its head up its ass and is fake with each other.
Firmly.
So we deserve whatever we get because we're not communicating honestly. Right. We're not being truthful. No. We're not going, you know what? Yeah, maybe that was a dick thing. But, in the context of the locker room, it's like, let's scold him and let's get him and let's use him as the example for the shit that we've co-signed for years.
Sounds like Martin couldn't take it anymore. The pressure was mounting, and he panicked and left the team.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
Because there was a text thing that went back and forth between these two guys after this all went down, which we're going to play in a second because Incognito discusses it. But first, this.
You're telling me there wasn't any signs going into that?
As the leader, as his best friend on the team, that's what has me miffed. How I miss this, and I never saw.
I want to know: did Richie Incognito just say miffed?
Miffed.
This has me miffed.
He was miffed.
Do we want this type of dishonest talk from people? That's this. You think Richie Incognito a normal thing? Because I was a bit miffed. Jonathan. Right. He's probably like that faggot. He cried.
Yes, exactly.
But it's really starting to sound like these two were really close.
They're friends.
You thinking Guy Fieri and his hairdresser close?
Mysterious?
Mysterious.
There's a little mystery here.
Little DL action?
I don't know if it's mysterious, but there's a bit of a mystery here.
You saying it's possible homosexuality?
Homosexual.
A little mystery, but I'm not sure if it's mysterious. But it's pretty obvious if you're following the story that these guys, were buddy-buddy with each other. And then something went...
Buddy-buddy?
But something went wrong. Something went wrong. Is it the pressure of, trying to perform in the NFL that got to Martin?
Could be. Oh, yeah.
And then he needed a reason why he was leaving the team?
Yeah.
Was this the actual reason that he left the team in the end?
Yeah, a little tiff.
You guys miffed. How I missed this. And I never saw it. I never saw it coming.
There's so many subplots in this. How much has come out where you've looked at it and said, that's not even close?
I think the whole thing I've been sitting there saying that's not even close. It sounds terrible. It sounds, when it's on the screen, it sounds like I'm a racist pig. It sounds like I'm a meathead. It sounds a lot of things that it's not.
Well, the meathead comes from the video of you losing your fucking mind shirtless in a bar.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy.
Are you going to own up to that one at least?
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, this from over the weekend.
When John left the team on Monday, we played a game on Thursday. I spoke with John on Friday. But
you spoke with him?
I texted with him. I text messages. I just spoke with him through text message. And he texted me and said, I don't blame you guys. I blame some stuff in the locker room. I blame the culture. I blame what was going on around me. And when all this stuff got going and swirling and bullying got attached to it and my name got attached to it, I just texted him as a friend and was like, what's up with this, man? And he said, it's not coming from me. I haven't said anything to anybody. And I'm like, okay.
Are these be texts you'd be willing to share?
No question. I'll give you, after this interview, I'll give you my phone, and we'll walk through all these texts.
Okay.
And I will show you the framework of a friendship.
If Jonathan Martin
Cockpicks.
is sitting right here next to you, what would you say to him?
I think, honestly, I think I'd give him a
reporter.
big hug right now because we've been through so much, and I'd just be like, dude, what's going on? Why didn't you come to me?
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that part. There's more to this.
Yeah, there's something going on. There's something going on.
Frida.
Yeah.
You know, that's the broad from ABBA.
What, really?
Yep. And Phil Collins is drumming in that song.
Oh, he really was. I thought it was a joke.
No, that wasn't a joke.
It does sound like a Phil Collins kind of a beat.
He had his sound.
This is Susudio.
So, what do you guys think?
I think, again, it's reinforced that the media is shit.
Pukey.
Is phony.
But we're part of the media.
Bullshitty. Yeah,
No,
you know
but not
what?
really. No, we're not part
That's
of
what
the.
people tell us
the
all the
Yeah, I
time when
know.
we say that.
But you're the media. Really? Yeah, okay.
I think we have different takes on stuff in general.
If I was the media, the true sense of the word media, I'd have been thrown out a long time ago. I'd have been drummed out of the service.
And we're not looked at like the way the regular media is looked at, where these guys are giving us real news. Stop, and people know that. They
The
just
media's
trying to,
phony.
I like the incognito in that interview.
Yeah, he sounded,
And I think he's. I
regular
think
guy.
he really is in an atmosphere and a culture where that word is a little more accepted.
Exactly.
On a much lower level, I do have to say this. When I was all in playing basketball, the famous story where I got knocked out because I said nice shot.
Oh boy.
What'd you say?
I personally don't like saying that word or the C word, but I said nice shot, nigga. And I said it that way too. I didn't say
boy.
And next thing I know was I was looking up because I was on the ground on my back.
Oh, no.
This is a fucking true story. I'm not pumping it up or nothing.
Because you said that to Colin Ferguson.
Exactly.
my friend Gary at the time, and we hung out. We were on the team together, played a lot of pickup. I was in the culture, and I really thought it was more than okay to say the word because I heard them saying it to each other.
Of course.
Yeah, those people.
So then
Yes.
I felt good. He hit it like a 3-pointer, even though the 3-pointer wasn't invented yet. That's how far I go back with basketball. And he fucking knocked me out with one punch.
That's crazy.
Did that end your friendship?
Yeah, it kind of did. I don't honestly.
Fuck him. What a dick.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Well,
Fuck him.
you don't really come back from being knocked out by somebody. It kind of makes it awkward.
What did he say to you after that?
I don't remember, Jimmy. I'm not gonna, try to even figure it out. I don't remember. You're talking about a 16, 17-year-old kid at the time, so that's what 30 years ago now.
What?
30 years ago now.
You were how old?
So in my dumb little world, you feel like, there's things that are definitely more accepted.
Well, yeah. I mean, what are we expecting from our professional football players at this point, too? What are we expecting?
Well, there's
couth, fucking class, or what do you expect from them?
They're supposed to be animals, gladiators.
They're ogres.
They basically go into battle every Sunday.
We want them to perform and give us exciting football games.
Right.
And then we also want them to not use the N-word.
Right.
It's ludicrous.
We're a country
to
of
think
dopes.
that. Dope.
We're absolutely a fucking we're just a fake culture, and it makes me
Phonies.
so fucking sick that with language we
Phonies.
deny who we are.
Yes.
American always done that.
Right.
We don't admit that we like porn on a real level.
Right.
We say it, but we still allow fucking pornographers to get put in jail.
Yeah.
We all oh, that's terrible. That's why we judge politicians on their scandals.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why fucking gay politicians have to legislate against gay. It's fucking sickening.
Yeah, you watch the way the media handles these people, and the holier than thou attitude Meanwhile, when they go home, I guarantee you, more times than not, they're doing the exact same thing that they're so outraged at the people that they're interrogating on camera. Phonies.
You know, going back to Gary knocking me out, where I realized...
Gary knocked me out.
You know that nothing happened to the kid?
No, huh?
You know, it was handled on the basketball court. I woke up.
Oh, man.
Was embarrassed as all fuck.
Yeah.
Never said it again in those circumstances. And we just kind of moved on with our lives. He was still part of the team and stuff, but we just kind of kept our distance. We're never really chummy after that. But
why'd you hit me, you fuck?
But I remember, we didn't have to go down to the principal's office or any of that shit.
No suspension.
I think it was after school, though.
No gunfire.
I believe it was after school in the...
Apparently that doesn't matter these days. After school.
An after-school program where
they
kept the gyms open and we got to play. So the phones are about to go out. Remember,
all right,
Sam, I said we need these phones fixed.
Oh, boy. We're multiple times.
Multiple times.
How's the online feed doing?
Oh, boy.
What?
Art Bell's still not happy.
Is he still part of SiriusXM?
They're still running his reruns.
Yeah, they're probably not letting him quit.
Why did he leave? Was it the online feed was so bad?
He is quitting because of everything we have said on this program.
Yeah, it's just one...
Everything. I can't get the phones back. Mars, the phones are still...
Mars, look at that error.
It's a software problem.
It's a runtime error 53.
Right.
File not found.
What does that mean, Mars, runtime error 53?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Why do the phones keep going out? Do you know what it is?
No.
It's a runtime error.
What's a runtime error?
No idea. Sounds very serious.
What does that mean, runtime error? Do you know?
No.
Oh, Mars.
What do you mean, no?
File not found. Could be corrupt. Could be something corrupt, a corrupt file. Maybe a kernel.
A kernel?
I don't know.
What?
A packet? It's not getting a packet? Uh-oh.
Just
That's
lost all
bad.
the phones, too.
System assistant, producer,
Really,
icons. Oh, boy.
I know most people are happy we lost the phones, but a few of those guys did have some good things to
And
say.
the online feed is never good.
It can't find a bitmap file. What's going on? Who cares? As long as the phones work.
Yeah, what do we need bitmaps for?
Fuck that.
Just answer the phone.
Well, it's a little picture of the number 3, maybe, for the fucking line 3.
A bitmap, that's so you don't get lost in bit.
What are you talking?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
It's right over your head. Clever Yuma.
Yuma.
Or Yuma.
Yuma. Chippa. Hey, look at the pregnant broad. And her posse. I wonder.
Prego posse.
Her tits are getting pretty big, right?
Yep. A little bit of meat on that ass, too.
A little meat on her ass.
Really disrespectful way to talk about a lady who's with a child.
Oh, God. Stand him.
I guess we restart the computer.
Talk about her with respect.
A little restart.
Respects.
Respect.
That's good. That booted up pretty quickly. Now, open it up, Mars. Let's see what happens.
Just do the best you can because...
Uh-oh. Could not attach the desired... What?
What?
Hey, there's some phones.
Is the bitmap okay?
I think the bitmap is fine now. You just need it. Did you unplug it? Did you plug it back in? Unplug your router and wait 5 minutes. I'll stay on the line with you. And then you're like, oh, it's so awkward. You're like, I'm still here. Okay.
A lot of calls today, or?
So where you from? New York. How's the weather? I don't want to discuss the fucking weather here with you.
Yeah, just fix my fucking problem.
Ah.
That's how you feel about Mars right now?
Yeah.
Let's do the best you can.
Now plug it.
Good job.
I heard Craig.
All right, let me take this phone call. You gotta figure out.
Eh.
This is the guy I wanted. Eric in New Jersey. Go ahead, Eric.
Eric.
Morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hello, Eric.
Hey, Anthony, you gotta give me a second on this. Now, it's.
Hey, can I ask you
that
for
was-
hold? You're a white guy, right?
I am a white guy.
All right.
Okay. I think it's important considering the discussion we're having. Go ahead.
Let her rip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a white guy. I live in Hackensack, so I'm barely.
He's trading in his Chevy for a Cadillac.
Yeah, how big's your cock?
That's right. No, I like my Chevy. Hey, now that word, it's like a word association game. You hear a white guy say the N-word, And the first thing that pops into black people's mind anyway is the Klan and the hanging and the lynching. I understand what you're saying. It's just a word. Everyone's supposed to use it. But, I mean, do you even see that at all?
Well, how come when black people use it, that doesn't pop into their heads?
Because they didn't enslave themselves.
They use it with
yes, they did, as a matter of fact.
They
Africans over there were the ones making the deals, my friend.
Yeah, but the Africans didn't say that word.
They say it with an A on the end, not with an ER.
Oh, so I could do that?
Right.
So I could say it with an A at the end? Do I have a white guy, Eric from New Jersey's permission? Permission? I don't need permission to say any fucking word I damn well please. Oh my God.
I'm going to use a Jaws reference here. You say jigaboo, spear chucker, everyone says, huh? What? You yell nigger. And we got a panic in our hands.
That's good. You say barracuda, people go, huh? What? You say shark. We got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
What you're saying is right about the way people react, and that's why you get a reaction out of people.
It's a phony reaction,
but
I'm not buying it.
Even though maybe blacks associate it with something horrible when whites say it, no one's disagreeing with that. I'm not, at least. I disagree with the penalties that come with it. Like, no one is saying, why do black people think of horrible things when they hear a white guy say it? I understand why. And why is it different when a black guy says it? Because I understand the context is different, and when black people associate it differently coming from other black people. But I'm talking about this fake lack of saying it by the media when it's part of the story. Or this zero-tolerance policy, and in any context, even bleeping it out when it's a Richard Pryor record. It's like everything else in this dumb fucking country.
There's no context.
There's no balance. There's no ability to go, it makes sense here,
case
and
by
it
case
doesn't
basis.
there. Right. That's what we're talking about.
God.
Exactly.
I don't even think that exists anymore. The case by case basis.
It's all this zero tolerance, and 100% of the time we have to do this. I'm not buying it. I don't buy that the outrage. I don't think that when you say the word nigger that most black people are thinking about the atrocities against slaves. I don't. To tell you the truth, to be honest with you, I don't think a lot of young black people even know what the fuck went on with slavery. There's a complete lack of education on American history and what happened. So I don't even think that comes into play unless you're talking to, some fucking 60-year-old grandfather or something. But I'm not buying the outrage. It's phony outrage because there needs to be a power base. Regardless of why, or, that could be argued. Why do you need a power base? Well, we were powerless, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not even talking about the reason. I'm just saying the word. It's this phony outrage. There's an ulterior motive to the outrage. No one's really pissed at a word that they hear every fucking day, 100 times a day, where they live, where they work, where they hang out and play fucking games, whatever the fuck. It's fake. Thank you.
We had a shooting in Bryant Park over the weekend.
Speaking of, over a coat.
What happened?
Some 16-year-old, the thug wannabe, apparently did a good job of wanting to be because he acted just like a thug, wanted some guy's $700 fucking coat, I guess.
What's up with this coat? Why is it so popular?
It's an 8-ball jacket.
Clothes provide warmth. They're very good. Put your mittens in the pocket.
Yeah.
Carry your sandwiches.
Supposedly they've had problems with this coat. There's been a few other incidents.
I've had enough of coats. There's always a coat in the ghetto. Whether it was a goose down jacket when I was a teenager or fucking gazelle glasses. Or there's always an article of clothing that's getting people shot.
Yeah. Here are the facts. Bryant Park, I guess it was free skating on Friday or Saturday night. Was it Saturday night?
Well, maybe they ought to charge admission
free skating,
every night.
Usually got to pay. It was free. You have a kid. He's wearing a Marmot. Is that how you say it? A Marmot coat?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
It's
Gore-Tex.
They call it the notorious Biggie jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what Biggie used to wear?
Mm-hmm. And it's like $700 or $800.
And it's like $680 in this case. So you got a kid. He's skating with his cool jacket. Another kid comes over and goes, "Hey man, give me your coat." And the other kid goes, "Fuck no, I don't want to give you my coat." So Instead of walking away, the guy decides to shoot him.
Well, he decides to just, fire his gun.
He fired a few times, and you got another kid who had nothing to do with this, who's 14 years old, who's now paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah. So this guy who fired the gun should be killed by the state.
Oh, yeah.
We should kill him like an animal.
Fuck yes. But, no. He was...
Teen shot up Bryant Park for jacket, then panicked.
He was saying some kind of shit on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like, feds at my door.
I'm going out with a bang.
I'm going out with a bang. Well, he should have. No, of course not.
Of course he did.
Well, I already said the N-word. I don't feel like saying it.
Was he a good chow?
Here's the Facebook post.
What happened?
He was basically live tweeting through, Facebook.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was live tweeting his arrest.
He goes, these niggas gonna have to take me out, take my life. These niggas been banging for like a fucking hour. I ain't going to jail. I rather take my life. Love all my real niggas, all my real shorties. Feds try and kick down my door. It over. Where do I go from here, man? Do I end my life? I don't know what to do. I fucked up. Feds at my door. I'm going out with a bang. Take my soul. Yeah.
He was just arrested.
Yeah,
Funny, he didn't mind the
there
use
was
of
none
the
of
word.
that. There was none of that.
Yeah, there it is, too.
Why don't they interview him, though?
Yeah.
And sit down and go, now, why would you say the N-word?
The N-word.
I want to interview him and ask him that stupid question.
No black person has ever asked that.
Dude. Yeah.
And it's used, I can't even convey how much that word is used in the black community.
I just wish that I knew that you could just, take someone else's shit. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of money. I would have liked a coat like that. I would have asked someone, they go, no, you can't have this, and I would have to just walk away and go, okay, all right then.
I'm going to lose my snorkel jacket.
I didn't know you could fucking fire some shots and get the jacket.
That's it. Yeah. 16-year-old, he's got a gun, illegal gun, I'm sure. Absolutely, it's in New York City, too. Just fucking unbelievable.
All right, well, here we go again. Derek in Philly. Derek?
Anthony, how the fuck can you make a blanket statement such as black kids and black youth not being aware of slavery? I understand you're entitled to your arguments, but to throw blanket statements and just nonsense like that?
Really?
Fuck, yeah.
Why do you think that's nonsense when the young black people that I'm talking about are the ones that we read about that are involved in criminal activity and whatnot? Do you think they're very well educated?
I think they're aware.
They can't even speak fucking English, dude. They can't even speak proper English. That's what I do. That's what we do. There's not even proper English. So you're thinking that they're learning about the history of slavery, and not just that there was slavery. I mean the history of it.
Anthony, so those statements right there about their language, that's a cultural thing. Just how you go up on your wrist. So,
well, let me tell you, that cultural thing, hang on to that culture and you'll be jobless. Because no employer wants a fucking employee that cannot speak proper English. And it's not a cultural thing. People used to be well-spoken. It turned into that because it's a lazy way to fucking talk. That's what it is. It's a lazy way to fucking talk.
Oh, boy. This is, what I want to get to is just the blanket statements you're making and doing them out as fact. I don't want to go into culture this, culture that.
Well, culture this, culture that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a culture that doesn't speak proper English and then wonders why the unemployment rate is so high among young blacks. When you fill out an application and can't even fill it out properly because your spelling and grammar is an abomination, you're supposed to say, well, it's cultural. Give me the job anyway. If you have a job
West Virginia. Go to West Virginia in a trailer park.
Well, they shouldn't get the job. They shouldn't get the job either. I'm just saying it's this. No, it's a lot more widespread than impoverished whites in West Virginia. It's a cultural thing that transcends most of the black community. This unfucking written rule that it's okay to listen to black people speak so improperly and not criticize them because it's cultural. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
look, go play with your cat, have a beer, calm down. I don't know. This is the 100th break you've done on this. I don't know.
Is it?
You're not going to be convinced. It is.
I'm not going to be convinced. I see things with my own eyes. And I'm not blinded by this bullshit media, by this bullshit kowtowing and eggshell walking that we have to do as far as when black people are concerned in this country. I like speaking openly about how I feel and how I see things. If I'm wrong, I'm not saying I'm right on everything. And if I'm wrong, I'm willing to listen to other people's opinions. I do it all the time on Twitter and on this program. But I'm not going to be stopped from saying what I believe is the truth based on what I see and hear.
It's hard not to do breaks on it. I know we've done it before. It's hard not to because the same thing keeps popping up.
It's a huge issue.
And we work in a job where what we say is what we live and die with. And when you see the inconsistency of people being punished for what they say, it really is a frightening thing because it's like you could say some dumb joke, it's taken out of context, and you lose your gig.
Right.
So I guess maybe we're more focused on it than someone who's driving a truck who doesn't deal with this every day. Or that's not your life isn't, oh, my God, I'm going to say this joke over the airwaves. So that's kind of why we harp on it. And it's always this new shit popping up. It's not like we keep going. We talk about Imus a lot, but there's a million cases since then, and that's the frustrating part.
All right, let me go to Rich. Thank you, sir. Rich.
Oh, yes. I'm saying good morning, fellas.
What's up, Rich?
Y'all guys for a long, long time.
What up, yo?
Okay. Here we go. Again, as an African-American male, 43 years old. Okay. That word.
Damn, that's old age. Congrats.
Yeah, that's right. I'm an old man.
Congrats.
Congratulations, you made it.
Wow.
Nigga.
Yeah.
What's up, Rich?
Nigger, you know what I'm saying, it's the exact same word.
Yeah.
The only reason is because of how poorly they speak.
Right.
Okay. Again, it comes out nigga.
Right.
Okay. I got to tell you, again, as a teenager, anybody else, it could be a Puerto Rican, a white guy, a Chinese guy. If anybody said that word, here we go, I'm knocking you out.
Oh.
I don't care how close we were, because you couldn't call me that.
Uh-huh.
I don't care how long. I don't care how long we were friends, because that word, for 400 years, had a negative meaning towards it. Okay, there is no way to make it positive now. Okay, a lot of these rap songs, they call them now. With this crap.
They do call them that.
Exactly.
Rap
a lot of these rap songs are terrible. I got a song you played the other day.
Yeah. Well, you're from a little bit of the older older generation or older demographic. It's not meant for you.
I can't believe he said that word 60 times in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
A minute and a half.
Who?
That song we were listening to. YG, yo.
YG. I never even heard of this clown.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, a lot of, even Jay-Z, he says the same thing. Oh, my niggas this, my niggas that. I cannot stand it. So now I ain't got the radio on. You know what I'm saying? I listen to sports radio. Okay, I can't listen to the radio anymore. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you, because because we say it. The whole world says, "Oh, okay," because they say it, it's okay for me to say it. Okay?
Yeah.
We have to stop saying it, and everybody else will stop saying it.
Well, the point, Richard, the point is, like, if it's such a horrible word, and I know what you're saying, like, if I say to a black guy, "Hey, you're a nigger," he's gonna punch me in the face. Like, I've known that my whole, and I wouldn't say that to an old black lady either. I would never say that to somebody, regardless of how badly they could kick my ass, because you kind of know it's a vulgar, vile thing to say.
Right.
But it's the lack of balance in the fact that we know that's a horrible thing to say. And yeah, rap songs use it and certain white guys say it. It is what it is. But now it's this whole fucking blanket thing of let's wipe it out. Let's pretend we've never thought it. It's the lie behind it.
Yeah, no one's said it. No one's thought it. No one's used it.
Okay, I got to tell you something. I dare one of y'all to say something horrible about, like, a Jewish guy on the radio. Man, they would shut the place
do that.
down.
I just talked about Henry Kissinger, my Jew Secretary of State.
It'd be protests outside your office.
Not really. Jews never protest.
Well, marking the street like, okay, everyone in job.
Yeah.
No, we're pretty safe here these days. It used to be the Asians were the biggest group as far as getting shows kicked off the air.
Yeah, but blacks have returned to the champion champions of getting people fired.
Reverend Al almost got us fired. He was trying to get us fired. That is a fact for our homeless Charlie thing. And then the smart people that were running XM at the time said, "Oh, let's just give him a radio show. His stupid ego, he'll go for that." And they waved the radio show in front of his eyes. He grabbed that and he left us alone. We all know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing you said about Anthony, about the education, I got to tell you, a lot of that, again, it falls on us because we have to say, hey, look, there's education, and then you have to use this education. It can't be, well, this guy doesn't know nothing.
Yeah.
I got to just ignore him. We have to educate on
you're right, and that's another lie that's going on in this country, that not enough money is going towards inner city schools for education. That's a load of bullshit. There's plenty of resources out there. What's not being done is parenting, because there's no fucking parents. There's a 75% illegitimacy rate, and that's what's needed. You can put all the resources in the school you want. If the kids don't want to learn, aren't going to school, don't have any discipline whatsoever, it doesn't matter how much money's being dumped into fucking schools. But that, again, is what the lying politicians will do. We need more money to help these inner city schools. Inner city schools are getting more money than any other schools in the fucking country. It's bullshit. More lies, bullshit, and kowtowing. Yes, sir.
Okay, for a couple of years, I lived in the Bronx, and my daughter went to a charter school, an excellent charter school, excellent charter school. Okay, I just moved to New Windsor. Okay, so now
good luck with those schools when De Blasio gets in there.
Yeah. I just moved out here to New Windsor, and I guess she's in in a public school. And the public school, it's a nice looking public school, sweet, quiet, and all that. I think she's the only black kid in the class. But I gotta say the workload.
Case in the joint.
is half of what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's half of what it is in the Bronx. So I came to the teacher and I said, "Hey man, she's not getting any homework." She's like, "Oh, the kids out here, they can only do one page." Okay, my daughter had an hour of homework in first grade. An hour of homework she's doing.
Well, but that's stupid too.
Yeah, well,
they learn enough during the day. Fucking give them a break when they go home.
Go home and fucking relax a little bit.
I used to stress my ass off in my room doing 2-3 hours of homework a night. I'm like, what the fuck?
Christ.
There's no time to do anything else.
Then what it is again is the parents. Because again, I get out of school, I have homework, I go on the computer with her.
All right, Rich.
Yeah.
All right.
You did. I'm just saying.
You did good for yourself and your kids. Congratulations.
Yes.
And it sounds like you're doing some of that parenting shit.
It's a little parenting.
Very good.
That's okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Oh, my God.
Rich, thank you. All right.
Jesus Christ.
Bye, sweetie.
Let's go to Dwayne in Virginia. Dwayne.
Hey, not Dwayne, Fontaine. Oh, my God. Get Jackie back.
Hi, Fontaine.
Hey, Fontaine. What's up? It's been a while.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Congratulations on the little girl, too, Opie. I hadn't talked to you in a while. Hey,
Jesus, that's a while ago now, but thank you.
Yeah, no shit. Hey, when we hear somebody say nigger, obviously I'm not speaking about all the black people, but my guys, if we hear a white person say it, we don't automatically go to racism or whatever. We look around and see who the fuck he's with. If he's in mixed company, like his boys, one of them happens to be black, they probably have an understanding, and that's the way that they roll.
Right.
If he's with a pack of rednecks, then it might be a fight looming. But my son is in the Army, right? Him and his boy. Hey, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
My son's in the military, and his boys refer to each other as horrible fucking racist names.
Cool. Yeah.
One guy, they call him Gook. It's an Asian kid. They call him Gook. They call my son half nigger because Anthony, white girl to me. But they call my son half nigger. They call the white boy white bread, peckerwood, all that shit. But they are thick as thieves, and they don't give a fuck about that dumb
shit. Of course.
Shit.
And there's a weird thing too when you like I can only go by my own friendships with Patrice or Keith or those guys or that we discussed this stuff ad nauseum at the cellar late at night and had brutally honest discussions. And even when we were arguing about race, even though I knew that Keith or Patrice probably wouldn't have punched me, it never occurred to me. I mean, even when I was mad at these guys, you get fucking heated. Right. It never occurred to me to go like, yeah, well, you're a nigger. It never.
No.
And it wasn't like, oh God, I'm afraid. Like, Keith would have been disgusted with me, but I think that he, I would have had to physically do something for him to hit me. It wasn't a fear of being hit.
Right.
It was like, you just know you don't do that.
You just, yes, it's like anything.
It's an atomic bomb. Not that it would have wounded them, but it would have been such an ugly place for me to be coming from. Patrice probably would have been like, oh, you little nothing. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I would have broken those guys' spirits, but it would have showed like, wow, what an ugly fucking little place you're coming from. So it wasn't even a part of that equation.
No, if I use the word to describe a black person, it's not just like, oh, I'm pissed off that somebody, is driving too slow in the left lane and blurt it out. Much to people's chagrin, I'm not doing that. But like I said, when I look at some type of fucking unbelievably horrific crime that went down and it was perpetrated by a black person, I'm sorry. Yeah, the fucking word pops in my head because it's like, because you can't think of anything more vile to fucking call somebody. What are you going to do? Give me a lobotomy?
That's that
yeah, that'd be a fucking tough work.
Just trying to find it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like hollowing out a melon and just looking for one little seed.
Look like a magician with those swords in the box trick, trying to hit the fucking woman.
See you guys.
All right, bro.
Later, man.
Bye, Fontaine.
All right, well, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you get mad at somebody to the point where you want to drop the proverbial atomic bomb of insults on them. Yeah. Regardless of their race, you got to find the worst possible thing to call somebody in that situation. And for black people, hey, that's it.
What's going to happen to this kid with the Bryant Park shooting?
He tried as an adult, I believe.
So, and then what happens?
Well, he'll go to jail.
For how
maybe
long?
not life, right?
Probably not life.
Not even close to life.
Right.
No.
Not even close.
It's
30
ridiculous.
years, though. He'll probably get 30 years.
Attempted
murder and paralyzing a 14-year-old?
I doubt it. To be honest with you.
I don't know. Yeah,
I bet you he's out to celebrate his 21st birthday.
State's not very tough on
I don't know,
people.
man.
They put him away, and then they get out and kill someone, and then you read the story like, oh, by the way, he was fucking put away in 1998 for manslaughter, and then it's like, well, why the fuck was he out?
I like to quote.
Hold on a minute. Oh, go ahead, Jimmy. Sorry.
I actually blanked on the name. It was for the guy from John Forsythe. I totally forgot his name, from fucking Dog Day Afternoon. He should be taken outside and squashed like a bug when he's swimming. But some people you just have to crush like bugs.
Yes.
I don't think there's a lot of money going to the urban schools, and this guy's going to explain too. Just a little school program my kid is in. They had scholarships, and boy, did these parents fucking work their balls off to make sure they got into this school instead of the schools in their area.
I'm not saying
they were fully aware to get them the fuck out of that neighborhood.
I'm not saying it's
and get them in a better school.
They're wealthy schools in the inner cities. I'm just saying it's not a money issue at this point.
I agree with you.
It's money
a
is going
issue,
to education,
of course.
And without parenting, you can't legislate or fucking throw money at problems like parenting and discipline and fucking irresponsibility and lack of empathy, and there's plenty of.
You got to throw money at the parents. Not at them, but to educate them on what parenting means.
And then don't have fucking 6, 7, 8 kids.
Of course,
it's the old problem that we've had here for quite a while.
We had a lot of kids in my family.
Oh, yeah?
My mom blames the Catholic Church, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You couldn't rap that shit.
Oh, shit.
And she was bad at math, I guess, with the whole rhythm thing.
Oh, boy.
Why don't people just start
this
sucking
guy
dick
fucking
more?
went away.
Just suck dick more. That's all.
right,
Blow each other.
Right.
Blow your fucking
right.
line on me like that.
Let's take a break and let's
that's against the Catholic faith, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's one of those rules.
I think they're softening up to the blowjob.
I would hope so. The fucking half the people that work for them are giving them fucking creeps.
Mike in Connecticut. Mike.
Well, I don't know where to start, but think about it this way. Like, what if you got, some parents, they work like 2 jobs, they don't have time, they're not educated themselves, for whatever reason, their life's fucked up and they had kids somehow. Now, these kids, they're in the inner city. They got to get bused to their school from Bronx to the Manhattan. It's like 2 hours each way. They come there so tired. They got these old textbooks. I know people who work at these schools. They're put at such a disadvantage. Their parents aren't smart, so they're not good at teaching their kids. The kids aren't being helped by the system, so they get lost by the system. Now compare that to George Bush, who goes to Phillips Andover Academy in Manchester, New Hampshire, huge private school, amazing campus. You got to pay like $50,000 to go there.
George Bush.
You call that fair?
Why yes, it's fair. It's fucking fair. Oh my God, George Bush! You didn't bring up George Bush, did you? How fucking long?
There's an example. Okay, there's a whole bunch of people who you guys never heard of.
Yeah, there's wealthy people that are able to afford better things than poor people. Wow, welcome to America. Holy fuck. Everyone wants the Soviet Union.
It's been getting worse, all right?
You know what?
GDP per capita in the U.S. has increased 33% since 1989, but incomes per capita for families has decreased by 1% since 1989. So where's all the money going to? It's going to the 1%.
Wow. Rich people are able to make more money than poor people. Wow.
But rich people do stack the deck sometimes, though. Again, all right, sir, hold on.
Savages. You never call them savages. You're so ready to call black people animals or savages. Those white guys in Boston curb stopping, you were just like, oh, they're not rifling through their pockets. That's really even, Ann. That's really fair, Ann.
That's a fight. It's not a and by the way, the people that were standing there knew there was going to be a fight. This isn't fucking walking up to someone, blindsiding them in the side of the face as they're walking home from work and then rifling through their pockets and robbing them. That's a savage crime. I don't call just regular fights between anyone savage. It's a fight. It happens. But this knockout game bullshit and this fucking flash mob, the things they give fun names to, when really they're nothing more than attempted murder and robbery, that gets me a little pissed off. And I do see savagery in that behavior. When 3 people blindside one, rob them, and don't stop kicking them. Yes, it's savage. What do you want from me?
I agree with the knockout game and stuff like that. Those are terrible issues, and we got to work on them.
Oh, do we have to work? There's the cop-out answer of the century. We got to work on it. Nothing ever gets worked on because you have to walk on eggshells when it comes to certain cultures.
I agree. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, apparently you don't.
You need to come at this with some empathy and understanding.
Empathy? How about empathy for the guy that's getting his face planted into the concrete? How about empathy for the poor 50-year-old guy that was killed because of the knockout game?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
How about getting glasses for EMPA?
No, how about since we signed since China joined the World Trade Organization in 2001, 5 million manufacturing jobs have left the U.S. The middle class is being eaten alive in this country. That's what's causing lots of problems.
Yeah, no shit. I'm all for not having jobs go overseas, my friend.
But
you know what?
How do we stop that? Is it the unions?
If you get a union guy that wants fucking $50 an hour to mop a floor, then there's going to be a problem because the company is going to go somewhere else.
And are people, let me ask you, the guy calling, and this is fair, are people ready to only buy American? Like, we as consumers have a choice. We can only buy American, and if that message was sent out, we will only buy things manufactured here, then things would stay here. But we don't send that message out because we want things cheaper. So again, we can't cry when business goes overseas when we're giving the message.
Oh, we love a bargain.
We want it cheaper.
Respond to that. Please let me respond to that.
Go.
Okay, look. That would be a good argument, Jim, 25 years ago. But things have gotten so bad. These so-called American companies, which are really multinational companies, have moved manufacturing so away from the U.S. that even our military can't buy American. They have to buy radar and other crap from other countries, from like Malaysia or Asia.
Yeah, they got Chinese.
Okay, so what is that happens that causes that? Like, okay, so
capitalism causes multinational companies that don't care.
Capitalism causes that. So what's the solution? Well, capitalism. So what's the system that's better?
Isolationism. Yeah.
No.
We need
slow and incremental change. The people of the world coming together. I'm not saying capitalism is good. Incentives are good.
Now, hold on. Do you mean socialism is better? I'm not saying. Are you saying socialism?
I think. Look, Europe has been socialist for like the last 50 years. I'm not. Their health care. They spend less than half of what we do, and they get better outcomes for health care. Europe. They spend.
Fuck it. A European system? Sorry, not into it.
They get the bargain at a national level with the doctors and the producers of medical devices, so their prices are so much lower than us.
And that's why people fly here to have fucking surgeries done from all over the world.
All the people are flying to Germany to get their platelets spin.
All right, yeah. Well, I'm not saying the Germans aren't brilliant, but you don't see these poor fucking dumb Indian Siamese twins flying over to fucking France to have their surgeries.
Well, that's India. I'm talking about Europe. I'm talking about Japan.
I was talking about the victims.
All right, hold on. Chris wants in on this. Chris is on the line with Mike.
This guy's a socialist. What
Go
do you
ahead,
want?
Chris.
Okay, listen. First off, if you want a European system, you go pay 85 to 95% of your income.
Yep.
Taxes. Get that European system. And also, they're all collapsing. There's a reason why those countries are collapsing. Because the government took all the money.
Yep.
Too. Ask all the public school teachers how come their children don't go to public school, and those public school teachers send their kids to charter schools and private schools. There are black 1%ers who are as elite as anybody else, so get off that gravy train and explain to me community organizers who go into black communities, urban communities, and tell them that their own effort is not good enough and that there's evil. We bought slaves off of black slave owners in North Africa. I think I'm done with your lesson for today. And if I was in front of you, I'd slap you in the back of the head to wake you up.
Well, all right.
Love this guy.
Well, you raised the one point you raised, which was right, is you're giving all the money to the government. Like that's the problem. The government, when you look at
Can't trust the government with all your money.
They're terrible. Do you trust them with more of your?
No.
Look what they do with the money we give them. They're dummies.
Yeah.
No, I don't trust them. But look what happened since the 1980s when Reagan introduced those tax cuts.
Yes.
Our deficit has increased so much. We're $16 trillion in debt. How is that good for our economy?
Could you make sure? Could you make sure you let us know that half of that was incurred under fucking Obama already? Thank you.
Obama,
Thank you.
Obama's part of the problem too. I hate Obama. I don't like him.
Chris, go ahead.
What about Bill Clinton? We hit Bush. Bill Clinton spent 8 years talking about WMDs, and I got news for you. His surplus was loans that George Bush had to pay back in his first quarter.
Surplus. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go back. We could keep going back to Nixon with all these fucking presidents.
So stop it. Why don't we just talk about the current administration and get off of the Bush?
No jobs. Yeah. What are you going to do?
All these presidents.
Hey, I got to get back to work. You guys go.
Hey,
All
work.
right, Chris, thank you.
Man.
Chris in Jersey was pretty good.
It's just a regular guy.
All right, Mikey.
That'll work.
That's right. Back to the job site, Chris.
Thanks, Mike.
It's good talking to you guys. I'm a big fan of the
Of course
show.
it was.
All right,
Of course
Mike.
you are.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, get back to the job site. Go over there, have your sandwich. You call on your coffee break. You don't call when you got work to do. Pick up the phone, you call. Hey, how are you guys? Boom. Break's over. Back
Unless
to work.
it's job-related.
Job-related phone calls acceptable.
When's the concrete guy getting here?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Hey, it's raining. We're going to fix this hole in the roof. What the heck are we doing over here? Everybody's getting wet. Got my lunch pail.
Regular lunch pail.
But if we had socialism, more people would behave, though.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. How's that?
Because they would have more.
That's true.
They would have more.
Maybe.
I like that.
What's your solution, Ed?
That analogy where if you had a room with 50 people in it, you
Yeah.
gave everybody $100.
Yeah.
Come back after a while, and one person would have all the money.
Oh, that's
it's
so true.
It's just the way people are.
Human nature.
There's human nature. There's greed. There's people that are stupid. There's people that are smart, savvy. It's just the way people are. We like to think we're all the same.
Let me go to Chicago. Mark.
No, we need you
Good
here.
luck. Strap on your Kevlar.
Mark works in the public school system, so here's his take. Go ahead, Mark.
I don't work for the public school system, but I've worked in the schools doing work. And
Gotcha.
in the South Side neighborhoods, in these horrible
The baddest
neighborhoods
part
you
of
guys know
town.
about.
Yeah.
If you go down there, you better just beware of a man called Leroy Brown.
Yeah. He's a gambler, likes his fancy clothes.
Likes to wear his diamond rings on everybody's nose.
Yeah, he's got a custom Continental and Eldorado, too.
Yeah, a .32 gun in his pocket for fun. I also hear a razor in his shoe.
Yeah, he's bad.
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 Leroy Brown.
He's the baddest, man.
The whole damn town.
Better than old King Kong.
You know, I heard King Kong went to Hong Kong.
Go ahead, Mark. South side of Chicago. Yes.
Yeah, the schools are actually fine. The teachers, they're very diverse. They're from all over the place. The kids are well behaved in school. I didn't understand it until I saw the parents picking them up, and then I understood. The parents are beyond awful.
Yeah. Yes. They just they're and you know, where you put the blame, where you put the cause and effect, I don't know. But I'll tell you something. The parents are fucking terrible. the parent, like I said, parent, if they're lucky, because it's usually a grandparent that cares for some of these kids. So they're kind of doomed right from the start. Something's got to be done. There's no leadership. There's no parenting. There's no discipline. And someone brought it up in the past. I forgot who it was. The whole shame thing. Like, there's no shame anymore. People, years ago, and even now, people don't do certain things because it's shameful to do it. It's embarrassing, and that matters. The way you look in the public eye and stuff, it matters. In certain communities, there's a complete lack of shame. Nothing matters. It's been replaced with, being disrespected for some inane thing that doesn't matter. But, like, hurting people, assault a pepper, your neighborhood looking like shit. Just there's no basic human shame for it.
That's why I carry around a giant pointing finger, and I'll just go,
you should.
Shame, shame, shame,
shame on you.
I actually sing that.
Yes. Well, you should.
All right, no Tom Papa today.
Why? Is he dead?
I don't know.
Jesus.
He might come by tomorrow. I think he overslept.
Come to Papa.
But the boys put a really nice little bit together for everybody.
Yeah?
Yeah, especially if you like the Lady Di.
Who doesn't?
And a lot of people like the Lady Di.
My ex-girlfriend I was talking to, and she feels so bad for Lady Di. She's like, she looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid all grown up.
Oh.
She's so cute.
Cabbage Patch. She does.
Good news. She's not mad at us, so.
People calling the after show, they were saying that she was picking up her phone.
Yeah.
Every time they would call her, and a guy called her because people would tweet when she tweeted out her phone number on Friday.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And people would tweet. She got bad advice.
Did you see all the tweets from people going, it's not even fun?
No.
She's just picking up the phone.
Because she answers every question like it's a real question. Because like people, if you get a number like that, you're going to call and try to fuck with the person. Yeah. And they said you can't even fuck with her because she's so out of it. And she answers every dumb question you throw at her like it's a real one.
Well, so people were tweeting that if you need help with the Obamacare website, here's the phone number.
Right.
And they give her phone number. Some guy said he called her and said, I'm having some trouble with the Obamacare website. Can you help me out? And she said, well, I can't because I'm on the phone right now, so I can't get to the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
As opposed to saying this is not the right number.
But people tweeted they were defeated. They were so bummed out that they couldn't have fun with this whole thing.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
Seinfeld.
And did she save the voicemails for us, like we asked?
I don't know what she did.
Could someone ask her if she saved the voicemails?
Probably not.
We don't have her new phone number, and we would really like to hear some of those.
She DM'd me. You tricked me.
She's a bumbling clod.
A bumbling clod. Yes.
I want to hear the voicemails, though.
She's a bumbling.
Well, with that said, the boys put this together.
Welcome to Attainable Dating Solutions. Video dating for the unwashed and socially inept. Profile FAT3039. Lady Di.
Hey, my name is Lady Di from the retarded Laverne and Shirley. The only thing I love more than the bottle is the dick. I'm looking for a man to go on a cruise with. Okay, a very nice muscular man. Has to be well endowed. Okay, am I doing all right so far?
Great.
Okay, and to have sex with on a balcony. Yeah. For the right man, I'm willing to give oral on a balcony. Even though it might be against your instincts, I prefer somebody did not throw me off the balcony and bend me over, giving me the old hee-ho. I'm into the following things: water sports, ass play. I'd be willing to experiment with toys. Under the right circumstances, I would go both ways. So feel free to bring a friend. Call into the Opie and Anthony Show, 866-WOW-1-WOW. That's 866-969-1969. And give me the ride of my life. You think anybody's going to call back on that one?
100%.
Call the Opie and Anthony Show today. Lady Di does.
The Opie and Anthony Show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. All right, well, that sucked. To Hear the Opie and Anthony Show 5 days a week, live on satellite radio, online on your phone or tablet, or even on demand. Go to SiriusXM.com. Also, interact with the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter, @Opie Radio, @Anthony Cumia, and @Jim Norton.